Hello everyone, it is Thursday, my favorite day of the week because it is Triple T and I get to be here with y'all, and Triple T stands for Tips, Tricks, Talktorial Thursdays. And today we've got a cool subject that I'm really excited to talk to y'all about, and that is ways to be more efficient when it comes to video editing. I'm going to spill all kinds of secrets all over the floor. You can come pick them up, take them as you will, whatever you want to do. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to say hello. It says hello to Pixelpia, hello to James Pruitt, hello to everyone who is out there. Are you guys ready? Efficiency, editing, all the things. I just got out of a clubhouse and we were talking about, it was supposed to be money, sponsorships, all that kind of cool stuff for females. So if you're on Thursdays tuning in to the clubhouse room, tonight we had a little bit of a snafu where we couldn't quite get the room going up and right away, so we had to end up doing some sort of instant room, but we made it work. And that is just one of those things that, just like when you're live streaming, sometimes you just gotta make it work. So Pixelpia says she is lurking and then getting into bed, and okay. Oh, you guys, I am so excited for anybody out there who is in the Facebook group, because I had a little chat today with some of my buddies over at Restream, because I was having this thought, whereas like next week when we go into assignment number 3 and we're going to be using Restream, there's a little hiccup where it comes where you cannot stream into a Facebook group unless you're like on a higher level, but not to fear. I actually got them to give you guys a very special free trial of the higher level one, so you guys are gonna be able to do that. So I'm really excited to get that done before we get into assignment number 3. So today, really important, we're going to be talking also about what's in your cup. So this is where you share with me what it is that you are drinking. It could be water, it could be soda, it could be adult libations, whatever is in your cup. This is where you share it now. So share it now and let us know what's in your cup. I think you can tell what's in my cup, but it's a Syrah this week. It's a Syrah. Okay, yes, I am using connections only for y'all. And not only that, I have extra connections, y'all. So I am going to be speaking at 2 conferences this month. So the first is going to be the Video Reframed Summit, and that is being put on by Trina Little, who is a fantastic creator. Desiree Martinez is going to be speaking. Rob Balasabas from TubeBuddy is going to be speaking. A whole bunch of great creators are going to be speaking. And this virtual summit is free. It is 13 speakers over 3 days. And if you go to the link in the description below, I have the link so that you can go register for the free virtual summit, of which I will be talking, I think it's day 2. I think it's like Wednesday. And then, but wait, there's more. The very next day, I will be speaking at Podfest, which is put on by Chris Kremistos and the whole crew over there. And this is really exciting, y'all. They got one last year. They're going for another to beat their own record. Guinness World Record. This is crazy. So we are attempting to break the last year's Guinness World Record. And so I think I'm working on it. I think I'm going to have a hookup for discounted tickets, but I think the tickets are very, not too expensive anyway. So I threw a link down there, and I will be speaking at that the day after. So it's Thursday. So Wednesday for Trina's conference, which is the Video Reframed, which you can register for free, link down below. And then Thursday, I'll be speaking at Podfest. So it's a very jam-packed busy month, and I wish I could tell you the topic that I will be talking about at Podfest, but even I don't know, because I submitted something for my talk, and then on the schedule they said, congratulations, you're a speaker, but topic TBD. So I guess they either didn't like my topic or they want me to talk about something else. So I have a meeting with them, and then once I find out what it is that I will be speaking about, I will share with y'all what it is I will be speaking about. So those are the 2 big announcements right there. Jedediah Williston, yes, absolutely. I am doing these hookups, 1 for the free conference, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready now, go. Anyways, so yes, Podfest And if you're going to be attending Podfest, you could be involved as well in the obtainment of achieving a Guinness World Record. Whoop, 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 whoop. Have I listened to better than that? No, I have not. But here's another thing, guys and gals. It says now there are, okay, take out one for me, but it says there's 9 people watching. There's only 5 thumbs up on this video, and I'm one of them. So I'm just saying, help me out, huh? Help me out here with a thumbs up. All right, we've played What's in Your Cup. I think I saw one saying coffee. Yeah. My cup hath no cup. And, oh yeah, Pixelpia, you said you signed up already. I'm really excited. All right, so let's talk about more efficient ways to edit your video, because here's the deal. I don't have time. I gotta mute myself. I don't have time to sit here and do a whole bunch of takes and a whole bunch of like editing. So I have streamlined this to be efficient, and I want to share this with you all. And as always, we have Post-its. We're going to be going through this. So first things first, last take method. If any of you out there know what I'm talking about, raise your hand in the chat, throw a thumbs up on this video. I don't know, whatever. Kick, stream, and holler. Dance around at home like no one's watching. The last take method. I learned this from Justin Brown from Primal Video. And before, I was almost doing this, but now this is how I do my video editing, okay? So the way that you do it is you're gonna say your intro. Now, whether that intro, whatever you say in your intro, right? But your intro, you go until you are satisfied with the intro, and it's the last take, right? You do all your intros together, and then you go until you're satisfied with, this is the winner, this is the one. I will not move on until I'm satisfied with this intro. So if that means you say it 4 times, you say it 4 times. Then when you go back in editing, you go to the very last take of your intros, okay? You cut right before it, and you cut everything. You cut it all. So before, what I would do is I would take all this time to watch each one of my intros and be like, ooh, this one sounds a little bit better for this. Oh, this one I mentioned this thing and I really like that. Or, ooh, this is... No, you eliminate all of that. When you go back and you do your editing, you take your last cut that you know you're satisfied with, you cut it, and then everything before that gets the axe. And that's it. That's it. It doesn't matter. So if it's 8 takes, it's 8 takes, whatever, okay? So, boom. You take the last take, and then when you're satisfied, you move on to the next thing. And then you do your call to action or your hook or whatever else it is. And you do that one until you're satisfied, and then you cut. And then you know when you come back later, you know exactly when to cut and what to take out. All right, so that's tip number 1, which is last take method, okay? Now, the next thing is you are going to plan out which shots you need, okay? And which shots are required. So let's say, for instance, you are a makeup channel and you have decided that it is a get ready with me, which is where you literally put on makeup and you talk about whatever set topics you want to talk about or something. And you go until you have a full finished face of makeup, and then, I don't know, you close out with whatever you want. Here's the deal, right? If you know that going through this get ready with me, there are a few things that you need to do, right? You're going to have to do an intro. Most of the time, you might end up doing the intro after you've filmed your full face, right? So it's going to be like, hey everyone, if you want to see how I saw, words. If you want to see how I got this look today using all new products from the drugstore, then make sure you keep watching this video, right? But you would know that you have to film your intro at the very end of your video, right? Or if you knew then that you were going to then come on screen without any makeup on because it was the beginning of the video, then you would maybe not hint to something that you haven't already said in the beginning or outro. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. So you're going to say something like, here I am barefaced and we're going over these products and let's get into it, or whatever it is, right? Because later when you go back into editing, you may not want to have your intro be where you're not made up and all looking all cute and whatever. So don't bother doing your intro with your bare face if you know that you're going to end up doing an intro when you're fully made up at the end. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right. So think about these shots sequentially. And also then it means if you know that you're going to be doing some sort of eyeshadow look at some point, you know that you're going to have to move the camera closer to you or zoom in or whatever else it is. If you know that, and if you can like almost checklist it off beforehand, you're like, I need to get this shot, I need to do this. And the same comes to B-roll. So, you know, when someone is like, and then I did this, I don't know, and isn't this a beautiful mouse and blah, blah, blah. And then it shoots to a B-roll shot of the mouse being held up in the light, being like, oh, turn around, and they're doing all that stuff, right? If you know that you're going to end up doing some sort of like call out, like, oh yeah, this mouse, it's amazing, then you know that on your shot list of required shots that you are going to have to be doing a B-roll shot of that mouse. So you make sure that before you turn off the camera that day, or you do it on an earlier day or whatever else it is, that you do that. So Taylor Wynn, for example, she does a lot of foundation comparisons, and she compares a whole bunch of different colors from different brands. So I would doubt that most of the time that those foundation swatches are done always on the same day of shooting, right? So if you know exactly what foundations you're talking about and what colors you're talking about, and you're going to shoot that at any time and talk about all the colors and do all the things, and then you know that you have to insert that into your video footage, right? Or if the fact that you know that you're going to end up doing a full day wear test on some sort of makeup look, you know that the outro is not necessarily going to be, or is it, you know, when you're like sitting down, if you're doing your outro at that point, that's one thing. Or is it going to be when you're actually checking back later in with a cell phone, with a camera, or your vlogging camera, whatever else it is. So if you can think about those shots sequentially and what you're actually going to need ahead of time and kind of check them off, then you're going to make sure that you're a little bit more well-versed later to not have forgotten any shots. So if you're a little bit more organized, that is going to be way better for you in the long run. Because if you're like, oh man, I really needed to get my B-roll shot of this thing, and it's now like at the 11th hour, and then you're like, oh, now I have to go back and do this shot. It's really a pain in the butt to have to do that. So, all right. So, is it me, or is Shelly almost streaming every day? Well, I was live on Tuesday, which, tell me if any of you were here, if you loved our first show. We kind of snuck that in. Tuesdays, I'm going to be streaming with my friend Scott Peachy, and it is just for fun video, and it is called Would You Buy That?, where we take random products from Amazon, surprise each other with them, and then ask each other that question. So we can talk about them, joke about them, laugh about them, and then ask each other if we would buy them. And it's just kind of a fun show to do. It was just something like literally for fun, and it has no relevance whatsoever to our lives, but it's just for fun. And we love live streaming and being able to talk with you all. So we just thought it was a fun thing to do to with you all. And so that's Tuesdays. I live stream on Thursdays, you know, and then I have a video on Sundays. So it does look like I'm on YouTube like a lot now. So you're welcome, or I'm sorry. Either way. Yeah. You loved it? You'll come back every Tuesday? Yay! Yesterday, 2 days ago, it was a rough show. It was our first. We hadn't yet figured out how to do screen share. We hadn't yet figured out how to share the products with everyone. I accidentally went live on YouTube. I thought it was just going to be a practice run where we were on like Twitch, Periscope, and Amazon. I accidentally hit the the YouTube one as well. So then we ended up being on YouTube, which was difficult because then people couldn't see any of the products we were talking about. So I mean, it was an ordeal, y'all. So again, and I cannot stress this enough, we are not perfect, anyone that you see online. And so that was just, it was a fun growing pain time. It will be on purpose in the future. No accidental YouTube. It will be on purpose. I just thought the first one, we were like, we'll just skip YouTube. And it's because there's an RTMP one as well as a YouTube toggle, and so I just untoggled the YouTube, but I forgot to untoggle the RTMP. And for any of you in the Facebook group, you'll see what I mean next week when we get into this, but I missed it because it said RTMP instead of YouTube, and then I was like, oh shoot, halfway through we're on YouTube. So that's the story on that. All right, so what do you got? We got 9 people watching. We got 8 thumbs up. Y'all, hit the button. Hit the button. Oh, here you go. See, I'm supposed to tell you. Here's a visual reminder. Hit the button, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, right? And you should be following me on all the places. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Clubhouse. Apparently I should modify this to actually have a Clubhouse one. And last but not least, actually it's not last, I'm a liar. I want to say thanks to all of my channel members, especially the platinum ones. You guys get on-screen mention every single video. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here and supporting my channel. If you want to be a channel member, check out the link below. There's one that says join, and it will tell you all about how to do that. And if you want to learn how to video edit, check it out down below. Got a course. I'll show you how to do that. All right, so here is the next tip. I'm going to say, if you know that you are going to try and be all the places, right? So I'm going to try and be on Facebook, and I'm going to be on IGTV, and I'm going to try and be on YouTube's, and I'm going to be on Twitch, and I'm going to be on whatever, okay? If you are not going to do multi-streaming such as this, which I should put on my little rotating thing, I am currently multi-streaming onto YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, a Facebook page, profile, all that stuff. I am doing that with Restream. By the way, if you check it out down below, you can not only start for free, you get $10 off your first month. You're welcome. So thank you to Restream for that. And if you're in my Facebook group for streamers, you may want to hold off because you might even get a better deal just for you guys. Okay, but if you are not going to be doing multi-streaming such as this, one thing that you can do is a generic outro where you don't mention anything like, subscribe, whatever. You can just say, goodbye, thanks, see you next time. Or you can do specific platform outros. And I know you're like, why would I want to do that? That's so lame. Here's why you do that. Because it's kind of weird, and you know that the video is made for like YouTube, right? When they're like and subscribe and share this with your friends, and then you see it on like IGTV and there is no subscribe button, and you're like, dude, what? Or you see the little subscribe animation come up, but it's like one for YouTube, right? And you're like, come on now, that's a little sus. If you do a generic outro, it's like the thing that is on IGTV, right? Where it's like, heart this video, which there's no heart this video on YouTube or whatever it is. So if you say heart this video and share it, or, you know, save it or whatever, if you do a separate outro for all of those, and it's just that last 15 seconds, yes, does it suck that you end up rendering another video with just a different 15 seconds? Yes, I get it, okay? But you can throw it up on the platforms. It seems native to it because it is, even though you recorded it, you just have like 3 different generic outros. I know I used to do it, and then after a while I was just like, it's okay, I'll just say subscribe, or I'll just multi-stream and we'll call it good. But I'm saying you could do this. And oh, hey, first of all, it says I am taking a day off from YouTube tomorrow. I will not upload. I will go away for my birthday. Oh, happy birthday to Pixel Pia. And then how much is here? And it says, I hope you get billions of views on your channel. Good luck. Thanks for the help. You're so nice. And it says coffee break. Thanks for the hard work. Learning tons. Yay. Okay, and that's a super chat, y'all. And we have a button for that. Hold on. Here we go. Are you ready? Dance it out, guys and gals. Yes. Thank you so much for the super chat. If you have a specific question about efficiency, editing, or if you want to share any tips and tricks with us, drop it as a comment, because we should be learning from you and your channel. All right? Yay! Actually, that goes for everybody. If you guys have tips, tricks, that's what today is about. So share it with the group. Share it down below. But thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate you. And yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Dan yet, you should go check him out. How much? He has lots of cool videos out there, especially like in this gig economy. So if you want to like figure out like how are some extra ways to be making money, especially in like in this pandemic. And there was this video where he was like on his electric scooter and delivering food and like showing you how much money he made in one particular day of like deliveries. It's really cool stuff. Oh, there was a different one where he bought a pallet of returns from like Amazon or whatever, and then he was like going through and pricing out how much it would be if he was going to like resell them. So like different ways to make money. So for a lot of us, we're just finding more creative ways to make money this year, especially being stuck at home. But if you guys are interested in kind of some stuff like that, you should go check out his channel. Go check it out, okay? All right, so what are we saying? How Hi, how much? Hi, Adrian. Hi. Oh, hi, Adrian. Hi, James. And we've got another tip is when I will add something and plan to point to it, I film it twice, pointing to both sides so I can pick the side I want in editing. Pixelpia, bravo to you. That was brilliant. And that also goes for, so there are a lot of people who do these like video reactions, or like there are these series like Will I Buy It, where usually they'll input some sort of picture of like a product, right? Something like that. If you know that you're going to do this, make it easier on yourself. Like pick a side, dude, pick a side. And then know that this space will be filled up with whatever product or something that you're putting up on screen. So that's a great tip if you want to do it both sides. Love that. If you guys have more tips, drop them down below. I love that. Pixelpia, not to worry, even if you purchase Restream. It's not like an addition. I'm just saying instead of the $10 up, then you get like 30 days for free. So it's not like saving you a ton, but it's long enough so that we can be in the Facebook group together. You can go live in the Facebook group because you have to have the upgraded license. I was thinking about this and then I reached out to them and I was like, oh God, I started this group and I just realized that they can only stream to their profile. Could you please help me out and give me like a 14-day free trial for them so that we can just get through our assignment? And they were really sweet about it. And they're like, oh, no problem. We'll give you a 30-day for your students and for like the people in your group. So thank you to Restream down below. If you guys, like I said, start out for free. Get $10 off if you want to try, but if you're in my Facebook group, we're going to do a 30-day free trial so that you can actually go live inside of the Facebook group. But once you're feeling more confident, if you wanted to try it out and hook up some, channels and whatnot, or go live on YouTube, you could do that too for the 30 days. So, and then if you love it and you want to stay with them, there you go. Awesome. All right. Now, that was a really good one that Pixelpia just shared with us, which was the point on either side, have room. Love that for you. So I said do generic or platform specific outros. Yes. All right. So the last one on this post-it, we are one post-it down. We got 3 more to go, right? I said I'm not holding anything back from you guys and gals. I'm giving you everything I got right here. Inputs and outputs. So what that means is if you are in your video editing software, most of the time, you've got these long video clips because you've been recording for 10, 15 minutes, whatever else it is, right? If you are going through and if you were taking that last take method, right? And so if you were scrubbing through your footage and you know that you have 4 intros and it's in the first 3 minutes of your video, whatever, you can actually get familiar with inputs and outputs. And it is basically taking a clip of the entire long video, and as you're scrubbing through it, once you select the clip, that's what you bring down into your timeline and not the whole 20-minute clip or whatever else it is. So by knowing the input and output point, you're going to start with a timeline that's already cleaner because you're not bringing down a whole bunch of stuff extra that you have to cut through. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense, because I just threw it a lot out at you really, really quickly. Does that make sense? So instead of taking the entire 20-minute thing, you know that your intro's in the first 4 minutes, but you know that you're only going to take the last intro, and that's actually 45 seconds, whatever else it is. You would go in, do an in point at the 3-minute, 15-second, and then out point at the 4-minute mark, and only bring down that 45-second chunk down into your timeline with an in point, out point. Hopefully that explained it. Does that make sense? Okay, that makes sense. We got a thumbs up? Yes? Okay, we got a thumbs up on that. Sweet. So if you do that multiple times within a 20-minute clip or something like that, instead of then having a 20-minute clip, you're going to start off with, let's say, a 13-minute clip, which is already way more efficient, right? It's already, 35% more efficient on your timeline. Then, oh wait, what is this? Oh, that's kind of like I said, but I do individual clips. Yes. Okay. So along that vein, okay, if you wanted to do your recording in chunks, kind of like Adrian is alluding to, so all of your intros together, you could then stop your camera right at the end of all of your intros. You could stop and do all of your outros, whatever else it is, and then go in and do the in point, out point of just that particular clip. So you know all of these are intros. You just take the last one that you want. So you could do that as well. So that's another way to do it. And here is another hint for you guys. If you guys are recording just like long takes and stuff like that, it's totally fine to like stop and like just cut the camera or stop recording, whatever else it is. But let me just help you out with this little helpful hint. This is a good one, guys and gals. This is a good one. After you are done, let's say you're doing a 4 or 5 point bullet point thing, and you're like, okay, so the first thing we have to say is blah, 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 end of point. You're going to pause while you look at the camera, give it a beat, and just stop talking. And here is why that is so important, is when you go back to edit, I cannot tell you the amount of times where you're trying to cut in the middle of a sentence and you're like, oh, if I had just stopped talking and shut up for just half a second. Just give it a beat before you move into the next thing. And if you're in the same place, in the same, lighting and all that stuff, I swear to you that half a second where you cut, and then before you start saying something else, you can trim those in, make it a little jump cut, and it will flow really, really quickly. But just that extra half a beat will save your ass so many times when it comes to editing. I'm telling you this right now. Say your point, shut up, but still look at the camera, and then go into your next point. I swear to you, it's going to save your life a few times. A few times. This is going to help, okay? All right, so give it a beat before you move on to the next thing, and I swear to you, when you come back in editing later, this is going to help you. You do not want to be the, it just sucks to try and edit through that, okay? Now, it says breathe after a point so it's easier to do jump cuts. Yes, that's what I mean. Take a breath, take a beat. Okay, now, the next thing, here we go. Exporting thumbnail frames to maintain your lighting, your centering, whatever. Okay, I cannot tell you how sometimes the lighting that is completely different from your video to your thumbnail, okay? If you just did 30 seconds of the thumbnail face or whatever else it is, okay? Just make the faces, point at the things, do the expressions, right? Do the stuff. And then when you go back into your video editing, just, and hold the poses. One of those. Once you go back into your video editing and then you start thumbing through, export a whole bunch of still frames, okay? And then just throw them up. Give yourself a good 30 seconds of stupid faces, right? And then you pick your favorite 5, 6, 7, whatever else it is. You throw them into a little folder. You start thumbing through them and you're like, I look dumb, or I'm not looking at the camera, or whatever else it is. You're always going to have a favorite. You take that one and then you go do your video editing, your photo editing so that you can make your thumbnail. I don't know why it is. People forget to do the thumbnail, and it's just give yourself 30 seconds of thumbnail faces at the beginning, at the end, whatever. Okay, just give yourself a little beat of time when it comes to that for thumbnail faces. And here is the deal. You can always remove the background and whatever else it is, and then move yourself all over the screen. But there is just something about having the same consistency of lighting and that kind of stuff that I find comforting in doing that. So if that is going to help you, give it a shot. If it's not going to help you, you don't have to do it, whatever. Don't listen to me. But give it a shot. And here's the thing, is if you take a good 15, 20, whatever, and you're like, hey, I look pretty good today. I look nice. You can totally upload a whole bunch of them, remove the backgrounds, have generic posing so that someday when you're like, oh, shoot, I forgot to do a thumbnail face, you just take one of your generic ones where you're pointing and then throw up a title, and then all of a sudden, bam, you have a whole library arsenal of thumbnail faces that you can choose from. And if you're using a service like PicMonkey, Photoshop, whatever, you can remove the backgrounds really, really easily. So I have an entire file folder called Pictures of Shelly, basically, where it's just me pointing at things randomly. So if you see me in thumbnails that look very, very similar, it's because I either didn't like how I looked in my thumbnail photo, or I was just like, that'll do. All right. Yeah, photo shoots. And in fact, I am not beyond doing little video shoots for my own gifts. My own gifts. I am now over 50 million views on Giphy, and I recently sent out to my email list an entire email of basically a story of me just with gifts of me. And I've always wanted to do this. Thank you for indulging me. And I sent that out, and I was just like, it's just me, just my face in gifts. And it was fun. So, but it's fun. Just give it a shot. All right. So let's see what people are saying. It's a good one. Do a pause. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Give it a beat. Liz is here. Liz, I was saying that we were just in the Clubhouse room earlier. Thursday is always a fun day because first the ladies room and then the live stream. Yes. How do you export a still frame? No worries. There is a tiny little arrow. Usually, if I were in iMovie or Final Cut, it'd be on this side, wouldn't it? It would be up here. That looks like the little airplane, the same button that you use when you're doing export file. You do that one wherever your little editing blade is, and you can hit export still frame. And if it's not there, if you go to settings, so it will show up when you do that right there. And if you can't do that, then just do a screen grab and then take it from there and crop it out. But yeah, it looks like the little airplane guy, and then it says export still frame. And then I just do that with a whole bunch of them and go from there. Okay. Is there a no GIF? Is there a no GIF? I don't know what you mean. Tell me what you mean. Tell me what you mean. Is there a no GIF? I don't know what that means. Tell me. And Jedediah says, can you make money with GIFs, or is there a marketing connection to it? I just like having my face in the places, so I can put it on my Instagram stories. I can put it in Facebook. I can actually use my own GIFs if I want to, and I made a video on how to import and use GIFs into your iMovie projects, or create your own, basically using a fake green screen effect with Instagram as the hack. Go check out that video. I think that one was really cool. So and in fact, my animated subscribe button, what else is new? That's what I'm known for, has over almost 8 million hits on Giphy from me. And you know what was kind of funny? I am over like 2 million views or maybe more combined on ones that I made for TubeBuddy, just for fun, just for funsies. So if you go look for TubeBuddy GIFs inside of Instagram, you don't know it. Those are mine. I made those. And in fact, if you look for a subscribe button on Instagram, that's probably also mine. It's mine. All right, what else we got going on here? I still don't know what that means. So I've made like 2 or 3 GIFs now, and it's totally fun. They get a lot of interaction on my other channels. Community, yes, and actually that is a thing right there. On your community tab in YouTube, it will support a photo, it will support a link to an existing YouTube video, or it will support a GIF. So if you want to do an animated thing of yourself, that's kind of one of the only ways to have kind of like movement, video, any of that kind of stuff. So do that just for yourself. It's kind of fun. Yeah, try to make your own. In fact, I have a video on how to make your own if it's doing it from still images from like gifmaker.me. I have a video on that. If you're doing it from little videos, you can export tiny little videos as like as videos, upload them to Giphy or whatever. It will convert them into a GIF. And then if you're looking for ones that you can do with green screen or try to remove background, you can use unscreen, which I have a video on that as well. Go check out the video on my channel though about inserting GIFs into iMovie. And I think I talked through a lot of this stuff, so go check that out. How would you add stuff pop up at the bottom live? So these are animated overlays that I've created. I used Keynote to do them, exported as a movie. I have a video on that as well. I don't know if anyone is watching now can link that video. It's on my channel. It's how to do animated videos for like overlays for like live streams or something. It's like in the last couple months. So if you see that video, will you drop it as a comment to help out? Sorry, where was it? Shh, puppies, I'm talking. For Will. That would help out Will. So if anybody has a minute to go grab that video link URL for Will, that would be amazing. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, we're gonna do a quick dance break because my puppies are barking up a storm and I don't want you to hear that. So give me a second. Let's find you a song. Shh. And at least when, hopefully you won't. Give me a second. It's mad at me when I try and do a dance break, and it's putting too much strain on the machine, so we're going to give it a second, and hopefully it comes back. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes it doesn't like me. Sometimes it's happy that I try and do a dance break. Some days it's like, no, you're not going to do that. So I'm trying my best to get the bubbles off the screen, and it's just not happening. So we're just going to live with the bubbles. We're under the sea. 'Cause darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. All right. So the next thing until the bubbles go away is going to be, no, we talked about, bullet points. Oh, yay, it's back. Bullet points. For those of you who are into scripts, what's your issue, man? I just can't with that. If you are not in the camp that does scripts, join us in the bullet point camp. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Join us. Bullet points. They're the way to go, man, and gals. So you have a little check mark of things that you know that you need to talk about, things that you know you need to say. Have it as a bullet point. Have it as Post-its, whatever. And when you do the things, you get the satisfying little tear, and then you can move on from that, okay? So bullet points are always going to be a great thing, because if you know that there are certain things that you want to talk about, you want to get through, there's something squirrel lizard brain that happens when the video comes on, and then somehow you just word vomit all over, and then you say, oh crap, later I totally forgot to mention points 3, 4, and 5. And you're like, I don't want to go back because I filmed that 3 days ago. And so can I do a text overlay? Don't do this to yourself, people. Actually have those shots planned out, do them as bullet points, check them off, okay? All right, so where are we? So it says, I got to try this gift thing. Yeah, absolutely. Briola, hey, good to see you. Adrian says, it is surprisingly easy to make gifts. Do not be too timid. That's right. And there's something, okay, you can be narcissistic like myself and actually have a whole bunch of your own face, because I don't know what it is, but apparently I have, we've talked about this on my Instagram, we've talked about it elsewhere. I have just an apparent really very horrific case of resting bitch face. So I do try and make fun of myself a bit, and so I have got a few where I'm just like, no, or whatever else. So I have several of those, and then I have several where I'm just like, yay, or whatever. And it's so much fun to be able to respond to people on Twitter with gifts of yourself. And then if you don't want to be narcissistic, then you can actually make generic ones, whether that's your brand, your logo, whatever else it is. There you go. Have fun with it. Have fun. And actually, some of the gifts that you guys are using, like I said, and when you search inside of the library on Instagram, you don't even know that they're mine, but you're using them. And you're welcome. You're welcome that I created them. The video that was going to help Will, if he's still around, was animated transparent overlays for streaming. I think there's a video on there where there's like stuff on the sides and I'm in the center smiling, and there's, yeah, animated transparent overlays. And maybe I said for streaming, but that's the video. That's the video if he's still around. All right, so Marlena said, listening to you a while ago while you were on Clubhouse. That is right. On Thursdays, right before this live stream, I was in Clubhouse. So if you're a lady or just lady friendly and supportive, you can come listen to us. Ladies Night over on Clubhouse. It's a fun time. Okay? All right. So we have talked about the order for videos. All right. This is when I come back to the whole have your game plan of all the shots that you need beforehand. This is what I'm talking about. So if you know the order in which you need to film things, I mean, that can work in your favor too. But to make it efficient for yourself, a lot of the time videos are very formulaic if you think about it. Like, it's not rocket scientist, right? You're going to be like, are you looking for the best way to make sure that your ravioli doesn't stick to the pan? Then keep watching this video, whatever it is. You start with the pain point or the problem, the hook, or whatever else it is, and then you promise them what it is that you're going to teach them, and then maybe you have an intro with a little 5-second or whatever, and then you're going to go into maybe an intro of yourself where it's like, hey, I'm Shelly, I've been a chef for 5 years, and today I'm showing you how to make sure your ravioli doesn't stick to the pan. So if you're excited for that, let's jump into it, whatever else it is, right? So there is a very formulaic script when it comes to this. And then you say something like step 1, and then it's going to be like these sequential things. Usually it's going to be like step 1, make sure that you've salted your pasta water so that it's salty like the ocean, because blah, 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 and it makes it less sticky. Step 2, right? And we're going through these sequential, you guys, I'm making this, I don't know anything about ravioli, okay? But kind of sounds like it do. Okay, so the next thing is going to be, I bet you I could just make it up. Okay, we're gonna make up the rest of these steps so that your ravioli doesn't stick to the pan. You're welcome. Try none of them or all of them and then let me know if they work, because then we'll just make a real video about it, all right? And then we say something like, step 2, make sure you don't overboil your pasta, because overboiled pasta tends to get all sticky and gunky. That's not fun, right? Okay, then you're like, then you may throw in the center of all of this, another sort of call to action. So it's like, hey, if you're enjoying this and you want to see the rest, then make sure you, like and subscribe. And if you want to see an extra bonus tip about your ravioli, make sure you check out make sure you stick around till the end of the video, because I'm going to show you how to make a dessert ravioli. Whatever else it is, okay? And then you're going to go through the rest of your sequential steps, which is like drain your pasta right away and then douse it in olive oil so it doesn't get sticky. Whatever. And geez, doesn't it sound like that's pretty good, guys? Off the top of the head, right? So you're going to do that, and at the end you're going to be like, hey, if this helped you with your ravioli not sticking, then make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to, tell me what kind of pasta you're making tonight, which is another call to action, which is encouraging them to do some sort of behavior so that you get more engagement on this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. And for that dessert pasta thing, I have an entire recipe download for how to make chocolate raspberry raviolis for dessert. Check that out down below. So that could be something right there, right? And then your video's over. So now you have a very scripted, formulaic thing, right? You got the hook, you got the intro, you got the bumper for whatever else it is, you got a couple of calls to action after your sequential steps, and then you've got a couple more sequential steps, one more call to action, and a closeout, right? Bam. Every single time you run your video, you know those steps. And if you're doing that, then you also know what shots do I need to get, the B-roll of the pasta coming out of the water and pouring olive oil on it, and the plating or whatever else it is. You have a very easy checklist of shots that you need to make, of things that you need to say, and of points that you need to hit. Am I getting somewhere with this, y'all? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Drop a like on this video. Give me a pasta emoji, if that made sense, / if you believe that steps that I said will make it so that your pasta doesn't stick. Shelly saves your dinner. Okay. I must watch it. I think I found it. I have a cooking. I like to cook. I'm just saying. Shelly saved your dinner. That's right. And let's see what else you guys saying. I must watch it. Shelly's got. Yep. I think you need a dessert ravioli now. Saves the dinner. Okay, so I will have you know. So if you're in Seattle, Pike Place Market, they have the Pasta Company, which is one of the booths inside of Pike Place Market. They do a chocolate fettuccine. Now, if you do a chocolate fettuccine, you can do melted down Nutella with heavy cream, and you mix it up, and you got your chocolate sauce, right? And you're gonna top it with, you gotta make sure it's warm so it's gooey, and you toss your chocolate pasta in there, right? Okay. And you got chocolate hazelnut kind of cream all covered in your pasta, okay? Then what you're going to do is you got a lot of sweetness on there. You maybe top it with a little whipped cream. You got to add something tart to give it a little bit of like bite back. So you're going to top it with raspberries. It could be fresh raspberries. It could be like raspberry preserve, raspberry jam, whatever. But I'm saying you got to throw in something a little tart. Cherries, raspberries, whatever, chocolate pasta, fettuccine for dessert with Nutella and heavy cream. You're welcome. Your arteries are not welcome, but you are welcome. Yeah, there you go. All right. Yes, I got a pasta emoji, my class in eBites. Thank you very much. None of the rest of y'all gave me a pasta emoji. Just saying. And by the way, my class in eBites, Adrian Rose, Pixelpia, if you guys are still out there, first of all, thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate you. If you guys didn't notice, they get to use special emojis, and they get to have, I don't know if you guys are, yeah, I think you guys see it, where their names are in like green. They're in a different color because they're extra super duper special. And if you want to be extra super duper special, you can check out the link below and figure out how to do that. And I think I put a poll out, and none of y'all were particularly helpful, channel members. I'm calling you out. Or I was saying, hey, which video do you guys want to see as an exclusive live stream, a Q&A video, a watch me edit video, a watch me hilariously fail to film a video? And I think I got one response, and it was Adrian. She's like, I don't really have a question, but I think a Q&A video would be fine. And I would be like, but there's no cues to A. So it's just us hanging, which is fine too. We can just hang out. But I'm saying, if you had questions, then I wanted to try and answer them. My class in e-bites is throwing down the space needle emoji and the coffee because you guys know, Seattle girls, we love our coffee. All right. Next thing that we are talking about. We are talking about, keyboard shortcuts. This is a good one. This is twofold, y'all. This is twofold. First of all, keyboard shortcuts. Get to know them. Get to love them. Right. So things like, raise your hand out there if you edit and listen to your videos at double time. Or if you raise your hand if you listen at double time when you're editing, or say normal speed if you listen to your videos at normal speed while you're editing them. Let me know. Let me know which way you do it. I always do, I listen double speed when I edit. So I know that spacebar is to play, L is to do double speed, all of that stuff, right? Now, in Final Cut Pro, does iMovie have, I haven't tried it in a while. Actually, I don't know. I think you can. I think you can customize your keyboard also there. You can customize your keyboard and your commands inside of Final Cut Pro. So one thing is, Cody Warner had a video about this, and I thought it was actually pretty brilliant. You can program some of your short keys to do extra speedy things. So most of you know Command B for a blade type of thing, or Command Z for an undo, something like that. You can go into your keyboard shortcuts and change it so that you don't even have to do Command A. You can just hit B for blade, and it just cuts it right there. Or you can do the other side of the brackets, and instead of it's trim to start or trim to that point, you can just hit that and it just does it, and it's brilliant, and I would highly recommend it. It is Cody Warner's, I think it's like a 2-minute video on like keyboard shortcut stuff. And so I think I did everything that was in that video, but there are other things that you can do as well. But even those 2 shortcuts was still such a time saver for me that I forget once that I got onto my laptop and I didn't have those commands. So I kept just hitting B, and I'm like, why is that not doing the thing? Command shortcuts will save your life. Get to know them and love them. Okay, so you can also then configure your keyboard to do extra things. So just keep that in mind. And then also keep in mind there are sometimes things that only happen if you go to certain menu items. So there's something like if you have done some sort of color grading on one clip, but you actually need to apply it to like 15 clips or something like that, instead of doing some sort of like join compound clip and then applying it to one clip, which is one way you could do it. The other thing that you can do is Command C for all of the edits and attributes and effects that you've got, and then highlight all the rest of the clips that you want to do that thing to. Go up to the menu up top, and you can do paste attributes. You can't do it if you right click on the clip and actually just do paste. You actually have to go up to the menu to do that hidden stuff, and then it will allow you to do all that, whether that was resizing, coloring, anything that you've done to the one clip, it will apply to all those clips. So if that's something you need to do en masse to a whole bunch of clips, that will do that for you. Okay, so keyboard shortcuts. And how do you do double speed on iMovie for playback? It's so playback to start is the space bar, and then double speed playback, I believe, is the L button, right? But there's also a keyboard shortcut entire list that you can get from the Apple community site, and it will tell you an entire 5-page document of all the keyboard command shortcuts that you can do inside of iMovie. I think you probably end up using like 5, but memorize those 5 that are most important to you. Okay. So keyboard shortcuts, I always watch at double speed. It says right here, watch at double speed. I do that. I do it. Okay, it says, love your content. Keep shining and achieving the impossible. I am a YouTuber and struggling to get more subs. It would be so kind of you to subscribe to my channel. So I'm going to read your comment, and I'm going to hide your comment, and here's why. I don't believe sometimes when people comment that they're actually viewers of my content, because there's nothing specific about me in that comment. You could have dropped that on anybody's channel. So you can copy and paste that same comment, right? And when you do that too many times, you will get marked as spam and hidden from channels, but it comes off as ingenuine because you do not see Vera Wang show up at Mark Jacobs' show and be like, hey everyone, I make clothes too, but good for you for making content. Come on over to my show. That's rude. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay? It's inconsiderate and rude. And I have an entire rant I could go on about why I don't appreciate that, but we'll just leave it at don't do that to people, okay? No. It showed up here on YouTube. It was first held for review because I have, as a shortcut, and FYI, there is a whole bunch of words that you can add into a library of if it meets any of these parameters, then like don't show it or automatically hide it or stuff like that. So that's probably it first came up as held for review and then I just deleted it. So, but I would also advise you to do that for your own self on your channel, your main channel videos, if not for the live stream. So, okay. What are some tricks or effects to make videos longer specifically for product reviews? Why would you want to make videos longer? The point is to make them as short as possible. I don't quite understand what the point is there. Okay, so we're coming back to this. Keyboard shortcuts, watching at double speed, reprogramming your keyboard layout. You can do that as well. So like I said, you can reprogram your buttons. Go watch Cody Warner's video about how to do that. Okay, now a few other things. When you are going to be uploading your video, YouTube has a set of guidelines that they have for making it faster to upload. The first one being the file format in which you upload. So they'll tell you they want H.264 and MP4 video files. A lot of the time when you get video files that are coming out of Final Cut Pro or other things, depending on which codec you choose, you might get an M4V, you might get an MOV, you might get something else, right? So one thing that you can do to either guarantee if you don't want to export it a certain way is you can run it through a program like Handbrake, which is a compressor, so that you can basically shrinkify. It's a real word. It's not a real word. I'm just making it up. You can shrinkify your video file so that it will take less time to upload. Yeah, I just threw a lot at you. But basically it will take a file that was maybe 2 gigabytes before. You can shrink it. It'll turn up being 500 megabytes. And then when you upload it in the correct file format, it is going to take a lot less time. And another thing I'm going to tell you about efficiency is if you're going to upload your videos, especially if you are uploading in 4K, okay, especially the 4K people, you need to upload your video at least 1 day prior to when you want your video to go live, because sometimes it can take up to 24 hours for your video to process to 4K. It's actually happened to me not that long ago. I thought 14 hours would be enough time. It wasn't. It went live anyway because I publish all my videos. It went live at 1080. A day after that, it was 4K. So that was a bummer. Whatever, it's totally fine. But if you are someone who's going to be doing 4K type videos, make sure you do 1 day in advance to give it 24 hours to process to 4K. All right? All right, let's talk what we're talking about here. I don't have fancy Stream Deck yet. You don't have to have fancy Stream Deck. Let's see. It says a multi-streaming no, I haven't. We talked about that. It says I highly advise against making videos longer just to get watch. The point is you want to actually have your videos be as short as possible to keep people's attention, because there's a couple factors. One, there's watch time, right? And then there's like average view duration and your view percentage. So if you're just filling in fluff so that you can make it to a 10-minute mark, but people are still only getting 5 minutes of value out of it and they only watch 5 minutes, it would be better for you to have a 6-minute video that people watch 5 minutes of than a 10-minute video that people watch 5 minutes of. Hope that makes sense. Because your average view duration still may only be 5 minutes, but your average view percentage is 50%. And 50% or something, that's not great. So I don't want to answer that question because that's the wrong question, is not how to make them longer. In fact, if anything, I subscribe to the theory of what they call murder your darlings, which is when TV directors or movie directors have to cut even things that they love because of time or story or continuity or whatever else it is. I would say, especially at the beginning, I don't care who you are, I would make your videos no longer than they have to be and not any longer. So if anything, I'm the opposite. I am going to go through and brutally cut lots of things instead of trying to keep in more things. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask. Okay. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Yes, shrinkify. Yes, it's a word, man. Just because your video is longer doesn't mean you'll get more watch time. Ding, perfect. Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but like if you're especially like a how-to or some sort of tutorial and like you have a video that's 7 minutes, someone else has a video that's 5 minutes, if it's a problem that I need to fix now, I'm not picking the 7-minute video. I'm picking the 5-minute video. Nope, I'm not watching it just because it's longer. In fact, the shorter you can make it, I have a video that is 1 minute and 19 seconds on how to fix audio coming out of only one speaker on Final Cut Pro, and I cannot tell you the number of comments on that. It doesn't need to be 5 minutes. I could have made it 5 minutes. It needed to be 1 minute and 20 seconds. And the number of comments that I've got, I'm like, oh my God, thank you for getting straight to the point and not having any fluff or filler. That creates a more loyal person, viewer, or a better experience than I've seen videos where it's probably almost the same tip, but like 5 minutes later, and people are just like, shut up. We don't care. We just have a problem with our video not exporting with sound out of both sides, and we just need to fix it. So yeah, especially if it's a tutorial type of thing, they don't care about any of your story. Just give them the meat that they came for, only what they asked for, and you don't need more than that. All right. It says, I use a Shuttle Pro for image editing, going to attempt to use it for video editing. Sweet. Is it good to have a short video that was fully watched, then a long video that viewers click away from? Yes. Yes. Hi, Vipers in the house. How you doing, man? How you doing? One of the most popular videos that's on is the preview channel was 3 minutes with an average view duration of 90% and 40K views. Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. Got it. Last 2 videos I think are 2 and 3 minutes long. Yeah, if it doesn't need to be, and here's the thing, especially when you're like newer or smaller or anything like that, no one cares about you and my mom's been sick and I haven't been online, and like no one cares, Susie. Just give us what we're here for, especially if you're search content. No one cares. So absolutely give them what they asked for. When you have an avid, rabid audience that is just like, oh my God, you got to tell me how you're doing today, then throw that in. Until then, no one cares. Shut up and move on. Not you personally, shut up. I'm just saying anyone filming, to myself. Shut up and move on. All right. So, okay, are we ready for I think we're ready for a new post-it, y'all. Okay, so we had the upload defaults. Yes, we talked about 4K processing times, keyboard shortcuts, watching at double speed, and yes, we did that one. We did it. You guys, I think we're on our last one. Holy crap balls, I'm fast today. This is awesome. All right, so, oh, we talked about this too. Ordering for video, intro, hook, CTA. Yes, we talked about the script. We talked about the playlist. Handbrake, we talked about that. Last thing I'm going to say is if you have default things for your animated subscribe button, your come back, let me show you. Oh. If I show you then the thing, like this is a file that sits in my folder that is called like, subscribe, bell. And I know where to get it every single time that I need to do a video. This is a file that sits in a folder that is called Purple Socials 16 by 9. So I know exactly what it is, and I go and I know how to put it in. In fact, now though, to be more efficient, I end up doing the recording inside of Ecamm. I just record to my computer. I do all these things like the do's, and I say my stuff that I'm going to do, and then I can save myself the post editing where I have to go into the files and drop them into my timeline. Now it does mean I need to like not screw up the part where I'm actually talking and this thing is on screen. So have I had to redo that? Yes. Does that cause more time and I probably could have just done it in post? Yes. Pick your battles, people. Pick your battles. Okay? Okay. It says going through the notes, it is a hurricane. Oh no. Oh no. Is my background a green screen? No. This is all real. This is all real. And I did, what was it, 3 weeks ago maybe? I did a video with a green screen. Some of the scenes were not set up correctly inside of Ecamm, which is what I'm using currently now. I'm pushing out through Restream. So when I think Adrian, I tried to play you the video for joining channel memberships, and I pushed the button for you, and then it didn't set up the green screen properly, so you actually saw the green screen and the things on. I'm a professional, people. But yeah. This is all real. I have done the green screen. I don't know if I would continue to use that much. I tried to do a couple of fun backgrounds, and some of them said it made people dizzy and sick. So I was like, all right, maybe that's not the best. Okay. All right. All right, so that answered most of the stuff, I think, that I wanted to talk to y'all about. So you tell me, you guys have any more things for making editing more efficient? Let me know. Share it with the chat. Let's see, what are you saying here? Is it possible to wear blue or green while using green screen? Yeah, just wear the opposite color. So a lot of the time you've got a blue and then you've got green on the opposite side. Most of the time, wear a different color. Yeah, I like the original background best. Okay, yeah. It was just for fun, Adrian. Let me have, you want to hear a secret, an insider secret? The green screen is still sitting over there because y'all know that I can't fold it up properly and put it back. So it's just sitting off to the side right now by itself. It's been banished to a corner because I can't fold it. I have definitely had some green screen fails though. I was at a Seahawks game once and I was wearing my lime green action jersey and they did a green screen, and then when they gave us the photos, it looked like I was wearing orange. So yeah, you'll definitely have some green screen fails, but yeah. By the way, for anyone who did not come to the very beginning of the live stream, I need to make you aware of a couple things. One, I am speaking at Video Reframe Summit. If you want to get a free ticket to that, it is 13 speakers over 3 days, and it's free, and it's kind of for ladies, by the ladies. There's a couple gentlemen in there too, but I'm just saying. Check that out. You can get a free ticket down below. I have a link for you, and I'm speaking on Wednesday of that series, which is the 23rd, I think. Then the following day, I'm going to be speaking at Podfest. Yeah. Topic TBD, because apparently they rejected my topic, but they still want me to speak, so that's a win, but I don't know what I'm talking about yet, but I will find out soon, and then I can let you know. But basically, Podfest, there's also a link below if you want to see that. I will be speaking at Podfest. Yeah. Let's see. I've been working on holding fingers up so I know what clip I am on. That way I can do an easy delete and previous mess up clip and keep the final one. Very good. Very good. That's a great one, Adrian. All right. It is hard to develop the habit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm giving you all of these things that I have learned over multiple years of trying to make videos and yelling at myself for being mid-sentence before moving on to the next thing, where I was just like telling you right now, take a break after your first point before you get to your next point. Make it easy on yourself for the jump cut later. Just make it easier on yourself. Okay. Okay. What else? Oh, you love my channel. Thank you. I appreciate you. If you guys haven't yet, drop a like on this stream. Would love to see that. Sweet. So I think we are going to do, well, we're going to be pushing our luck here. I'm going to try it though. We're going to do one more dance break and then I'm going to go have dinner. Yeah, it's been a tough week, guys. It's been such a long week. Raise your hand if it's been a week for you. Man. Right? Yes, improve one skill at a time. That is exactly the good way to do it. All right, let me choose a song. We will do this. We'll dance our way out of this. And then, yeah. Yes, Pia. She says, let's dance. Let's dance. Okay, wait. Sorry, I gotta find it. I gotta find one. Quietly and confidently or into club. I think it's into club. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Let me find my dance break. Here we go, guys. Dance it out. This is it. We're almost to Friday. great night, you guys. I will see you on Sunday for another show. No, another recorded show, right? On Tuesday for Would You Buy That with my friend Scott Peachy. And on Thursday for another Triple T, which is tips, tricks, and talktorials. I will see you guys soon. Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye, guys.